an organized way of gathering and analyzing evidence about the natural world. It's a way of thinking, a way of observing, and a way of knowing. The goal of science is to provide natural explanations for events in the natural world. Science also aims to use those explanations to understand patterns in nature and to make useful predictions about natural events. Scientific methodology involves observing and asking questions, making inferences and forming hypotheses, conducting controlled experiments, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Scientific investigations begin with observation, which is the act of noticing and describing events or processes in a careful and orderly way. An inference is a logical interpretation based on what scientists already know. Inference, combined with a creative imagination, can lead to a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a scientific explanation for a set of observations that can be tested in ways that support or reject it. Whenever possible, a hypothesis should be tested by an experiment in which only one variable is changed. All other variables should be kept unchanged or controlled. This type of experiment is called a control experiment. In an experiment, there are two kinds of variables. The variable that is deliberately changed is called the independent variable, and the variable that is observed and that changes in response to the independent variable is called the dependent variable. Typically, an experiment is divided into control and experimental groups. A control group is exposed to the same conditions as the experimental group, except for one independent variable. The scientific attitudes that help scientists generate new ideas are curiosity, skepticism, open-mindedness, and creativity. Curiosity helps scientists lead to new questions. Skepticism means that scientists question existing ideas and hypotheses and that they refuse to accept explanations without evidence. Open-mindedness means that scientists are willing to accept different ideas that may not agree with their hypotheses. Creativity permits design experiments that yield accurate data. Peer review is important because it allows researchers to share ideas and to test and evaluate each other's work. A scientific theory is a well-tested explanation that unifies a broad range of observations and hypotheses and that enables scientists to make accurate predictions about new situations. Biology is the study of life. Living things are made up of cells, are based on a universal genetic code called DNA, obtain and use materials and energy, grow and develop, reproduce, respond to the environment, maintain a stable internal environment, and change over time. All forms of life on Earth are connected into the biosphere, which means living planet.